Hi, it's me, that crazy Kate, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about liars and people who tell stories out of school that are inaccurate. And just to preface, I have to say that I've always loved stories. Whenever I hang out with my girlfriends, I'm always like, oh my God, tell me stories. I can't wait to hear, A, B, and C about your life. And I really like to learn origin stories about where people are from and that kind of thing. My only request is that they're accurate, obviously. I don't want to hear nonsense stories that people just make up and string together because they want to try and feel good about themselves or whatever. The reality is that everybody has been somewhere, everybody, has come from somewhere, and a lot of people, myself included, we just don't look like the places that we've been. And I think learning the origin of people and where they've come from is just absolutely fascinating. But the sad thing is that the majority of people just aren't very honest. And I don't know if it's just because of social media and, the various, applications that we have, like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all those kinds of things. People are so willing to lie and fabricate stories because it's just so easy for them to do so. And I think that one of the biggest problems with social media today is that it allows for gaps in knowledge. Like, it allows people to make stuff up and filter out imperfections and that kind of thing. And my biggest thing with that is it's so ready. It's so at your fingertips. So it's so easy to just throw up a hashtag. I can't even tell you, my biggest pet peeve is when girls are made up. You can see their highlighter, you can see their contouring, and they're no filter, no makeup. Girl, please, you're lying. I know you're lying. I wear a full MAC force field. I know you are lying. I know what it looks like when people wear makeup. And I know that I personally am unrecognizable without makeup. So you will not see a picture of me on Instagram without makeup. That's just ridiculous. And the other thing is just stories, sometimes people will leave stuff out, they'll kind of put things together in a video and make this great event happen. And in reality, it's maybe none of that actually happened. That's all that was captured on social media. So it's oh my gosh, so romantic. That's so cute how that happened and la-di-da. In reality, it's I can't. It's just, with all of this, all of this kind of background knowledge, I kind of feel like people are just why should I be honest? I don't have to be, So I have so many stories I could tell you of just random nonsense that people have told me that are just so ridiculous. It's going to make you laugh and you're going to think that I'm lying because they're so ridiculous, but they're stories that people have actually told me. There's one story where a gentleman told me that he was at a party or at a club or whatever. And he was with a girl, and the girl was, or no, he wasn't with the girl. He was out and he saw the girl and he was talking to her and he was oh, you're really cute, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she's oh my gosh, thanks. But listen, I'm with Derek Jeter. So let me ditch Derek Jeter and then I'll go on a date with you. Sorry about that. My spoiled rotten dog is spoiled rotten. Anyways, so she's oh yeah, sure. Let me, we can hang out. Let me just ditch Derek Jeter and then we'll be together and, we can leave together or whatever the hell. Another story. Okay, that might be true, but I sincerely doubt it. Okay. The next story is something that my ex-boyfriend told all his firefighter friends, which I think is just hilarious. Any of them probably watched MTV, but my ex-boyfriend told all his firefighter friends that my half-brother, who I have never met, by the way, was on an MTV show called Next. That's a dating reality show. And one of the firefighter girls came up to me and she was oh my God, so your brother's famous? And I was what brother? And she's oh, your brother, your half-brother was on that TV show Next. And I'm first of all, I don't watch MTV. And I've never seen that show or heard of it. I mean, this is old, so now I've heard of it. Second of all, I've never actually even met my brother. What kind of stupid lie is that? I can't even. Then he told this other story to me, obviously, about how he couldn't hang out with me one night because he was going on a narc mission. And he was like going undercover with the police department. And he was like helping to uncover this guy that has been like eluding the police for 1,000,000 years or whatever, probably someone similar to Al Capone. And he was helping to like take this guy down. So come to find out, I have a friend who's waitressing at the restaurant he goes to, and he's like at a birthday party, and he just didn't want me to know because he was there with his ex-girlfriend. I was like, that is the most elaborate story I've ever heard to like make up something. Like, why don't you just make up something like, hey, I have plans tonight and you can't come? I don't know. Then I had this other guy tell me that he was like one age when he was actually another age, and he had some kind of like criminal history. So all I had to do was Google his mugshot, and I was like, really, bro? Like, first of all, I know you're lying because I can tell by the stories you tell and the things that you've done that you're obviously older than me, okay? Second of all I have to do is Google it, and I know you're lying, and you look like an idiot, just so you know. Another thing I wanted to discuss is omission. And I know people say, you know, like, I hear it all the time. They're like, oh, well, what so-and-so doesn't know won't hurt her. Okay, so what that says to me is it will hurt her if she does know. So obviously you're doing something scandalous. Roxy. Sorry, my dog's like laying on my counter. Anyways. Obviously, you're doing something scandalous and you don't want her to know about it, or him, could be him too. So instead, you would rather just, you know, be dishonest in the way that you're just not going to tell them, which I think is nonsense. And I hate when people are like, oh, I didn't lie. Like, yeah, you did lie because you didn't tell the whole truth and you weren't honest and you weren't, you know, you left out this huge chunk of information that is affecting me. So yeah, you lied, okay? Sorry, I'm like, this frustrates me so much. I just can't help but get aggravated. The other thing I just wanted to say, and I want this to be kind of the general theme of this video, is that I think it's disgusting how commonplace it is to lie and how acceptable it has become to lie about everything, about like I made jokes in my blog about how I lie about my height, and like I know women lie about their weight and blah, blah, blah. But it's like now it's so normal and it's so accepted that it's ridiculous. Like I don't understand. And it kind of pisses me off because it feels like you never really get to know people. Like you just know the surface. You don't really know what they're really like or who they really are. And that's just really sad. That's a really sad way to live. The other thing I wanted to point out is that no matter what it is, like example, Googling a mugshot, it took me 2 seconds on my phone, like literally, and I barely know how to do that. Someone is going to find out. So you can lie and you can like twist stories around and kind of turn things to kind of favor you, but like it's going to get out and people are going to find out. And I think what is more like it sucks being lied to, like when your friend or, you know, your boyfriend or your husband or whatever is like telling you all these nonsense stories that you know aren't true. It's a really terrible feeling, and it kind of makes you feel not valued as a person because obviously they don't give a shit enough about you to tell the truth. But I think it's even worse when you're the liar because it's so embarrassing and you're going to sit there and pretend like, oh my God, no, I am 30 years old, or oh no, she really did say that about her brother. I don't know why she would lie. Like you're the one who looks like the idiot. Like the people who received the lie, who like maybe found out, and I'm like a psycho. I dig stuff up, so I know when people lie. Like that, it's unfortunate for them because they're caught up with people who are like dishonest and deceitful and disgusting. But you're the one who looks like the idiot because you're the one who is like untrustworthy, and I just can't. Anyways, that's basically all I wanted to say. Sorry, I was just reading my notes. May the truth be with you, all of you. And I hope that everyone you encounter is really honest with you because you deserve it. Because people who care about other people would tell the truth, I would think. I mean, at least I do. So, have a good day.